wrote, and I get to see it tonight. Well, I get to see selections from it. Like I said, it's being workshopped. And the other selections she's played for me, because she said, I won't hear them tonight, I won't see them. Oh my God, her compositional skill. Yes, you can do lives on YouTube. And that's where I am. I'm over on the Tube of You right now with a live there as well as here. Go follow me on the Tube of You. So that's my good thing. My friend is staying with me, and I get to see some of her work tonight, and I'm really excited. That's my good thing. If you have a good thing to share, please share it. Look, 2 places. Me too. Louis, I feel so accomplished being able to manage this right now. You have no idea. So I'm only going to be on the Tiki-Taki for a little bit. A tiny village in Ohio. Oh, I'm sorry. Ohio's not a great place to be right now. I'm just outside the Twin Cities, and thank you, Louis. My heart. And I'm so grateful for that, because the Twin Cities, while it's a shitty place in some ways, like the racism here is really obvious, and the anti-Semitism is really obvious. But on other sides, we did shoe sock, but we didn't do your specific question, because I thought I'd wait till you were in the live to do that. So another day we'll do that. So what I asked was, do people do shoe sock shoe or sock shoe? And we got a mix. But we'll do the other one, because I thought that was more detailed, and we needed to get through sock shoe first. And then we're going to do the other one. Oh, thank you. Whoever just gave me a little a little heart. I appreciate it. That's weird. Oh, the shoe question. I have a question of the day. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Louis, for putting that up there. I have a question of the day, usually during these lives, as well as we read from a book. And Rainey has offered me a very wonderful shoe question. But before we did that, Chris inverted, yes, trust the science. But before we did their particular question, I asked people if they put on one sock, one shoe, or if they put on one sock, one shoe. Oh, Rainey, those are the best things. That's the best good. That's the best good. All right. I'm about to end my time over here on the Tiki-Taki this morning and solely be over on the Tube of You. If you want to follow this live, good morning, Kaylee. If you want to follow this live, you need to move over to the Tube of You. Lynn Shuck, SHUCK is my channel, and I'm already live there, and we're doing my lives over there from now on. Bet. Yep, that's the best good there is, Rainey. That's the best good. So that's where we are this morning. I am now going to end my Tiki-Taki live, because I don't trust the Tiki-Taki anymore. I just don't. I'm not going to suddenly jump back on there. So I will probably do this double thing again tomorrow, while we're making our way to getting used to being on the Tube of You. Bye, y'all. And hello. I'm not going to be split focus anymore. So yeah, it's Monday, and we are here. That's a good thing. So it's Monday. On Mondays, instead of a random question of the day, we always just check in and tell me something good. Whatever the good thing is that you have. And Rainey kind of topped us all with that good, but it can be drinking your tea. It can be, I ordered a pound of my favorite tea, because I'm afraid the price is going to go up like crazy, and it was on sale. I ordered a pound of tea that should last me like a year. Those are good things. I've been apartment hunting for the coming fall, and that's been interesting. Though the apartment that I fell in love with, that has an income cap on it and I can qualify for the reduced rate income. That's a HUD program, and we don't know if HUD's going to exist anymore. So anyway, but the apartment I found is beautiful. So if you're new in here, and I'm not sure, Hope, if you've been in my lives or not before, your cat is being nice. That is good. You woke up, Louis. That's definitely a win. Today's a hard day for some of us to find a win. I am going everywhere to find them because I don't want to be in today. So what we're doing in here is we are reading. Look, I keep doing it. Look, you can read it though. We're reading the book Caste by Isabel Wilkerson and the origins of our discontent. I read not very much, usually a couple pages. Today it's a short reading, and we can talk about what I've read or not. You're also welcome to continue interacting with each other. I can't imagine we'll get trolls in here, but we might. People don't know I'm on here. So if we get a troll in here, just don't engage with them. Eventually I'll figure out how to make my moderators here too. I haven't explored enough. I know I'm worried about squirrel because it's like, I don't know, 10 below here, and it's oh Jesus, that's really cold for you. Awesome. Okay, so if we get the trolls, we report them. Louis is keeping me up to date. But I'm going to go ahead and read this. So we are reading a section of the book called The 8 Pillars of Caste. And the first pillar and these are ways that caste gets established and sustained. And the first pillar of caste that we've been reading about is divine will and the laws of nature, saying this is just how God has intended it. And so we're going to finish this chapter, and then tomorrow we'll read about heritability, how this is something that it's just inherited. You just have to live where you landed. I like these. This is very different looking. It's going to take me a while to get used to it. I like it though. So I'm going to go ahead and read. It won't be very long reading today. Tomorrow we'll probably read a little longer. And off we go. Caste by Isabel Wilkerson. In the words of the sacred text of the Western world, the Old Testament, there had been a great flood. The windows of heaven had opened along with the fountains of the deep, and all of humankind was said to have descended from the 3 sons of the patriarch Noah. By divine instruction, they survived the floodwaters in an ark for more than 40 days and 40 nights, and thereafter Noah became a man of the soil. His sons were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who would become the progenitors of all humanity. One season, Noah planted a vineyard, and he later drank of the wine of the fruit of the vineyard. The wine overtook him, and he lay uncovered in his tent. Ham, who would become the father of a son, Canaan, happened into the tent and saw his father's nakedness and told his 2 brothers outside. Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. They walked backward into the tent and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned in the other direction so they would not see their father unclothed. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what Ham had done, he cursed Ham's son Canaan and the generations to follow, saying, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers." Because Ham accidentally saw his dad naked? Wow. This is where you can tell I don't know the details of my Bible stories. Sorry, that was me. The story of Ham's discovery of nakedness would pass down through the millennia. The sons of Shem, Ham, and Japheth spread across the continents, Shem to the east, Ham to the south, and Japheth to the west, it was said. Those who decreed themselves the descendants of Japheth would hold fast to that story and translate it to their advantage. As the riches from the slave trade from Africa to the New World poured forth to the Spaniards, to the Portuguese, to the Dutch, and lastly to the English, The biblical passage would be summoned to condemn the children of Ham and to justify the kidnap and enslavement of millions of human beings and the violence against them. From the time of the Middle Ages, some interpreters of the Old Testament described Ham as bearing black skin and translated Noah's curse against him as a curse against the descendants of Ham, against all humans with dark skin, the people who the Europeans told themselves had been condemned to enslavement by God's emissary Noah himself. They found further comfort in Leviticus, which exhorted them, both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. All of them shall ye buy of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondsmaids. This they took as further license to enslave those they considered religious heathens, to build a new country out of wilderness. And thus a hierarchy evolved in the new world that they created, one that set those with the lightest skin above those with the darkest. Those who were darkest and those who descended from those who were darkest would be assigned to the subordinate caste of America for centuries. The curse of Ham is now being executed upon his descendants. Thomas R. Cobb, a leading Confederate and defender of slavery, wrote 240 years ago into the era of human bondage in America. 240 years into it, Jesus. The great architect had framed them both physically and mentally to fill the sphere in which they were thrown. His wisdom and mercy combined in constituting them thus suited to the degraded position they were destined to occupy. Slavery officially ended in 1865, but the structure of caste remained intact, not only surviving, but hardening. Let the Negro have the crumbs that fall from the white man's table, Thomas Pierce Bailey, a 20th century author, recorded in his list of caste codes of the American South, echoing the Indian laws of Manu. The United States and India would become respectively the oldest and largest democracies in human history, both built on caste systems undergirded by their reading of the sacred texts of their respective cultures. In both countries, the subordinate castes were consigned to the bottom, seen as deserving of their debasement owing to the sins of the past. These tenets, as interpreted by those who put themselves on high, would become the divine and spiritual foundation for the